Hi friends, welcome back. So today we are going to discuss about the most interesting topic. Okay, so we are going to talk about the 11th house. Okay, so I consider it as the most powerful house in 12 houses which we have in the chart. Why? Because this is a house of gains. Okay, so it shows how much gain we will be getting in our life. Okay, what is the quantity of the gains. Okay, so this house is very important, friends, because every time when whether the person can be rich or the person can be unsuccessful or the person can be financially well, or or the person can be struggling financially, all of them look for this particular house. Okay, so what makes this house very important is it tells us about uh, the income or the gain. Okay, so when a person is having a stable income, he always looks to increase that income or to do better in life. Okay, and this particular house shows us like how it is going to happen, whether it is not going to happen, or how the results will be. Okay, so first of all, friends, just to tell the basics. Okay, we have 12 houses. So 12 houses in the chart represent 12 different things. Okay, all of them are very important. Okay, but as I told, without Lagna, nothing is going to happen. But after Lagna, okay, Lagna and the second house. So this is one of the most powerful houses. And Lagna and second house is important, but this house is important because it is helpful in fulfilling your desires. Okay, so many a times we have seen that even though people are financially or they have abundance, okay, but they are not able to fulfill their desire. Okay, but this is a house which helps to fulfill the desire. Okay, this shows that how the person is actually going to fulfill his desires in this life or not. Okay, so fulfillment of desire is not about gaining a financial well-being. Okay, it's all about getting other aspects of life also. Okay, so when we have independent or when we are independent and we have complete independence in financial point of view also, there are other aspects of life which we choose or which we say that because if we see a few people are very interested in seeking the spiritual path as well. Okay, so as this is the house of fulfillment of desire, so it shows a lot of areas in the life. It's not about only gains, it all about the gains that you have desired for, that you have wished for. Okay, so that is why this house is very important. So 11th house, as you can see here, friends, you can see in the diagram, it is very clearly reflecting as 11th house of gains. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so this house has direct aspect on fifth house. So fifth house is also have direct aspect on this house. Okay, so fifth house is this is one more interesting thing I will tell you today. Even I'm going to do a separate video on the fifth house. There I will explain like what how children or how the childbirth is important in anyone's life. Okay, but this has some things to do with your childbirth also. Okay, you may have seen a lot of people who struggle when they are alone. Okay, so when before they are married or before they have kids, they struggle a lot financially. They go through a lot of difficulties financially. Okay, but once they are married and they have kids, they are able to they start to prosper, or at least they are able to gain some kind of financial stability, I would say, but some financial gains which happens. Okay, this happens because the blessing of a childbirth. Okay, and if that is it's a bit complicated, but I will explain the details also. If that is a first, the child is a girl. Okay, mostly. Okay, that is the person will get immediate results in his life. Okay, boy also has, but it takes some time and it will be in batch kind of thing. But suppose it's a girl child, the immediate improvement is seen in the person's life. But we are not discussing on the fifth house, that I will do it separately. Here the question is 11th house. Okay, so when we have a strong 11th house, what all the person will gain? the person will have high income, wealth, financial freedom, success in career and business, fulfillment of long-term desires and ambitions. Okay, support from friends, seniors, networks. Okay, recognition, popularity, and leadership. Happiness through achievement of gains, multiple sources of income, and abundant profit. Okay, so this points, I hope it's very clear that it has everything in it, right? So high income and wealth. So of course it's house of gains. So whenever that is this house is powerful in the horoscope, then we will be getting extremely results, which I can say. Okay, massive gains and success. Okay, so how to see that? Let's understand that first. Okay, in my earlier video, I explained how exactly to understand the predictions. So let's make a connection here. Okay, when we are trying to understand what is the condition of gains, we have to see that where the 11th house lord is placed. Okay, so from that source we will have income. For example, let's go to the complicated part. Only 11th house lord is placed in 12th house itself. So it shows that the person will lifelong will have gain. Okay, but he will have expenses also. Okay, unless until you have money, you cannot spend it, right? So you need to have money to spend it. So that's why I gave first example was the complicated one. Suppose 11th house laws is placed in 11th house, that will be the best placement. Okay, that will definitely the person is going to be extremely rich. It's not rich, understand? Okay, it's not rich, it's very rich. Okay, so the person will have massive gains. Okay, then this house lord, suppose it's placed in a second house, it is obviously going to create a massive yoga or dhan yoga. Okay, but friends, all the time there is one of the few things which we have to check. We cannot just by looking at the placement, we cannot confirm whether we need to see that um, what is the degree that has, whether that is debilitated or in which sign, whether it's friendly sign, enemy sign, what is the condition, and then also we need to see that whether we have the Mahadasha of the planet or not. Okay, all the time whenever we are expecting results in astrology, we need to have a Mahadasha of that planet. Okay, then we can expect complete results out of it. So that is why I told when we are looking at the prediction, we need to understand how many Karaka and Akaraka Dasha Mahadasha we have of that is known as the Vimshutri Mahadasha, which I told. Friends, within just one moment, I will tell you this house why it is what makes it very powerful. I will tell you in Ramayana, like okay, so we have heard, like we have seen also, like Ravana was so powerful that he had the capacity and he knew the tricks to take control of all the planets. Okay, he was very powerful because he was master of a lot of tactics. Okay, so he instructed all the planets to be in the best position when his, he was expecting his child or he was expecting the Indrajit. Okay, so when so the planets ultimately decided and went to the 11th house itself. Okay, all the planets. Okay, so when all planets are going to the 11th house, it clearly shows that the planets even know that when they are placed in 11th house, they are going to give best results. That is why they were in 11th house. But one planet, which is a planet of karma, okay, that is Saturn. Okay, Saturn is a very principled planet, disciplined planet, and planet of justice. Okay, so Saturn will never, give any. So Saturn will always give results as per the karma. Okay, that is a very highly disciplined planet. So any karma that we have did in the past, it's going to happen in that way. So Saturn was the only planet which was placed in it went to 12th house because it was not afraid of Ravan even because it is a planet of karma. So that is why it went to 12th house, which became the cause of his death. Okay, so no, but I'm not going to discuss about their or I'm not telling about their thing or anything. All I'm saying is how important this placement is. Okay, 11th house placement. So more number of planets placed here shows that more number of good deeds you have done in your life. Okay, you would have seen a lot of film stars or politicians who prosper throughout the life. Okay, because they have massive gains. Okay, whether they did they are doing good or bad or anything because they they keep on gaining? Because this is associated with the karma. Okay, so when they have a more number of planets placed in this house, and the aspect also goes to fifth house. Okay, fifth house is the house of uncertain gains. This is also okay. This is uncertain gains. So this exchange which happens, that creates both of these houses are interlinked. That is why that is known as the house of gains. Okay, and the best part is about this house is it's the fulfillment of long-term desire. Okay, so when as I told, like even though we have money or we don't have money, okay, even though we are successful or we are not successful, we can count it, or we can only consider that yes, we are successful when all the desires are getting fulfilled. Okay, or all your most desired things are getting fulfilled in life. Okay, then we are knowing that we can expect that yes, we actually had a very good uh, result out of this. That is why I told this is the most important and most powerful house in the entire birth chart. Okay, the D1 chart. So here, the any planet, it can be any planet. Okay, as I told, it includes. I must say, it includes Rahu and Ketu also. Okay, but Rahu and Ketu, there is one more complicated thing here, because whenever the Rahu is placed in fifth or Ketu is placed in fifth, that can have some issues with the child. Okay, because that is the, there can be a possibility of formation of Kala Sarpa Yoga also, provided other planetary conditions. But yes, it is going to be formed in the fifth house itself only. So there will be some impact or some issues in childbirth. Even the child is born, like maybe there could be issues like the child is whether the parents will be able to see the success of the child, or the child will have to struggle. Okay, but all these are karma related bondings that we cannot change. Okay, anything which is come means that has come. But when we have to understand if the desired fulfillment will come to us or not, we have to see that whether we are undergoing the Mahadasha of 11th house or not, and if how well the 11th house Lord is placed. Okay, and suppose the 11th house Lord is well placed, still there is some struggle in financial point of view, then you have to check what is the condition of second house, because friends, when we are checking the financial condition of any in any chart, then if 11th house is working good and second house is has some issues, suppose second lord is going into sixth house, or maybe second house lord is going into 12th house, but there can be some or the other financial struggle. Yes, the person can have gains, but expenditure also will be there. Okay, or over expenditure will be there. That is why the person is not able to meet with, even though the person has a very good income, but not able to meet with that requirement. So that is why, friends, this is one of the best houses which I have seen in in this entire chart, because whenever this house is powerful, the person gets the result like as per their dream or desire. That is why it makes this house very important. It's ultimately connected with the fifth house also. That is why it makes it more powerful. So whenever this lord, like 11th lord, is placed in either in the second house, or it can be there in the fifth house, ninth house, or 10th house, it is going to create a dhan yoga or raj yoga also. Brings opportunities, influential friends, and support from network, because this is out of networking. At times we can see that the film stars, or particularly you can see that the person who are successful in social media also, they must have this house is well placed, or this planet is well placed in the chart. That is why they have gained from the network, because you gain from the networks only. So this results of the past efforts and hard work is great house, my dear friends. So that is going to give very good results to the native. Okay, it is the most powerful house. So friends, this is something I discussed about the 11th house, which is the house of gains. So you can look at your chart and you can see that where the 11th lord is placed and how it is placed in 12th place, or if you are really going to undergo the mahadasha of this 11th house or 11th lord, then you can expect better results out of that. If you find this interesting, you can like the video and you can put your comments. Once I have some time, I will look at the comments and I'll respond to them. If you like my videos, friends, I request you to please subscribe to the channel.